back again for Grand Theft Nico.
I swear, if he would have tripped right there and fell on his face. Wow, the freaking reflections.
Yeah? You like the
things.
reflections?
Yeah. Freaking... I have seen a decent amount of this game, but freaking... Every time I look at it, just the visuals are very interesting. I don't know. Did you... Oh my god.
Freaking, what's the unknown contact?
Beavis and Butthead.
Might be the assassin. It might be the assassination missions. I'm not sure. And Playboy wants to keep talking. Oh, he's giving us Dwayne's first mission.
Wow.
Gotta say, I do like the Series X D-pad.
I really like it, though freaking Brandon doesn't like it that much. Because his first experience with it was freaking playing Crash 2 with it. And he was having trouble because he would freaking fat finger the D-pad and hit, like, top right or top left. So when he would slide, instead of going straight like he'd want, he'd go flying in a direction he didn't expect. But that's just because of how easy it is to actually press something on a D-pad. I really like it. And everything's gone.
And he's not getting electrocuted, shockingly.
Freaking umbrella.
By the way, right over there is the freaking hot dog logo that's in GTA 5.
Wow. Why do I keep yawning for some reason? Oh my god, I've yawned like 10 times in the last freaking few minutes. I'm not even that tired. So the way stuff gets like foggier in the distance is a very GTA thing. Also, what the hell is that? You like need that dude in the face.
Yeah, I was just doing the jump.
Freaking weird vault jump.
Call and collect. Oh wait, I think it's the first freaking Francis McReary mission. So it's not the assassination, because the assassination missions are completely optional, but I guess they come later.
Yeah.
You know, I think a thought I had, I think I should switch campaigns every time there's a crossover moment. And, like, just to kind of catch up on what the other character was doing, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one thing that... I mean, I wanted to do all the missions in, like, the proposed chronological order, but, like, the switching back and forth is extremely difficult. Is kind of time-consuming and a little bit draining to do on 360.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it's a bit more feasible on the PS3 version, only because the PS3 version, all 3 campaigns can be accessed in, like, the same game file, because it's all on one disc. The 360 version, the physical version, I mean, you can still do it the way of the PS3 version if you own the DLC for, like, the base game. But the way they did physical copies of the complete edition on 360 is that it's a 2-disc game. Literally, all they did was throw in the disc of the base GTA 4 with the disc of episodes from Liberty City, because the DLCs got released as their own game called Episodes from Liberty City.
Yeah.
So, literally, frickin', that's what you're actually getting on the 360 version of the complete edition. Just a 2-disc game. Disc 1's GTA 4, Disc 2 is the DLC. And
Wow.
what makes it annoying is that anytime you launch episodes from Liberty City, it makes the base GTA 4 flip out, and it can't load your autosave for whatever reason, and it makes you just start a new game and reload the save manually. Sorry. I'm starting to become DS piggy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the hot dog man's back.
Hot dog man with the plan. Hot dog man.
That guy's got a killer afro. Oh my god.
And Jesus Christ.
Stop!
What the? Jesus Christ, the way he's swerving. I could freaking smell the food being cooked right now.
Like chocolate pudding.
Chocolate pudding.
Chocolate milk! the freaking plot of a fucking Rugrats episode.
Oh my god. Freaking... I was drinking like almost nothing but chocolate milk for like a few days.
Oh my god, freaking... Basically the plot of that episode is that the women want to go on a shopping trip with Dee Dee, so the men want to watch a football game, but Dee Dee doesn't trust them to be left with the babies, so Stu makes these makeshift freaking helmets to put on them so they won't bump their head, because like the episode begins with Tommy accidentally bumping his head on a table.
Wow.
And to keep them busy, Grandpa gives them all a bottle of milk, but because Tommy's his grandson, he decided to give him extra special milk, chocolate milk.
Oh my god.
And Angelica, being a brat, she wanted the chocolate milk, and literally as the men are watching the football game unfold, the commentary of the football game starts overlapping with the babies literally playing football with this chocolate milk bottle.
Wow. Freaking... Is that the same episode? Oh wait, no, never mind. Freaking... Is that the one where freaking is like pushing the TV and there's like a million TVs, or was that the Thanksgiving one?
That might be the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, because the way you were describing it also reminded me of the Thanksgiving one, where they were also trying to watch football but doing like the freaking million TVs, and they weren't shopping, but they were freaking trying to do like cook the turkey or something, and they were having disastrous things happen. Well, down he goes.
I got him with a single headshot. Freaking, if I get on a boat, freaking, that'll make escaping easy. I don't see any docks, though. Freaking... What happened? Yeah, freaking... So, they're literally playing the football game with this makeshift football game with chocolate milk as, like, the football commentary is playing over it. And eventually Angelica manages to, like, literally get, like... She grabs a hold of the bottle doing, like, a freaking overdramatic football dive. And, she tries to sip the chocolate milk, but literally freaking... Because, of course, they're squeezing the bottle, throwing it, so they're, like, spraying the chocolate milk all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And Angelica tries to take a sip, and the bottle's empty. And Angelica has the hammiest reaction you could ever expect.
Oh, no.
Literally, her reaction is... It's empty!
Oh my god, of course. Freaking, I think I remember you showing me that freaking clip.
And, freaking, of course, Dee Dee walks in right as she screams.
Wow.
Dee Dee's simultaneously mad at Angelica for making the mess and mad at the dads for not watching them.
Mm-hmm. Too much football.
Football, football, football.
You did that on purpose. Taxis every single time they run into a lamppost.
Uh-huh. That's what Cortana says in Halo 1.
I can get rid of these now. I feel like a new man. Not many people get a second chance like this.
Halo 1 is really freaking janky of a game.
Yeah. You know, a little trivia about Halo 1. I think I said this before. Did you know Halo 1 was going to be multi-platform?
Multi-platform?
Yeah.
I know that it was originally like made for like Apple or something, but then Microsoft's like, that looks like it has potential. We're buying Bungie. Bungie's ours now. Put the game on the box.
Apparently, what Bungie was planning was that, well, Bungie was mainly a PC game developer.
Yeah, they made a couple of like weird FPS games that were a lot more closer to like Doom and Quake and stuff.
Yeah.
I forget what they were called.
What's funny is that they also made like this Ghost in the Shell like action game called Oni.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on PC, but it even got a PS2 port because it was one of the earliest PS2 games. It's kind of funny to see Bungie's name on a PS2 game because that was during the era when Microsoft had acquired them.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
But the PS2 port of Oni was published by Rockstar. How ironic.
Wow.
And
Bungie.
when Bungie was developing Halo, I mean, Halo went through a lot of weird development phases.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the multiplayer especially changed a shit ton. Apparently it's originally gonna be a lot more like Battlefield, and they're gonna do a lot of more experimental stuff with how the multiplayer would work. But freaking, they didn't do that. And the campaign was also going to be like semi-open world and even like third person. Like it was first person, then third person, then back to first person. It was weird.
Yeah, but the whole thing with that is, while the game was going to be on PC, they were going to do ports to PS2 and Xbox. Like, they were going to have a PS2 port.
Wow.
And apparently they would have had, before Microsoft stepped in, they were going to have Rockstar step in to do the publishing of like the PS2 and Xbox versions. But then basically the story proceeded from how you told it, where Microsoft looked at it, was impressed, and they're like, oh, we bought you, now you're going to make it Xbox only.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently the PS2 port did make it kind of far into development to the point where there actually is a gameplay video floating online.
Yeah, there's lots of really strange footage of Halo CD.
And yeah, frickin' now that Halo is widely associated with Xbox and it's not, and it has a huge following that's not going to die down anytime soon, the odds of the PS2 version leaking in any way is basically none.
Yeah. Freaking the multiplayer freaking was also freaking really close to getting like canned. Like, it's insane how much freaking stuff happened with Halo. Like, I think even originally it was going to be an RTS game. That's kind of where Halo Wars came from. Kind of from that original idea.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Some multiplayer maps were made in, like, only like an hour or something.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how strapped for time they were for freaking making the game. Like, literally, one of the lead multiplayer designers said, like, yeah, so I went and learned a 3D program, and about as much time as it takes to get through that program's tutorial, I made a map and just shipped it.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. And I think it shows in a couple of the maps how freaking janky they are. Because it was very imbalanced from which maps actually got time to be worked on, while which ones were like made in just a few minutes. And then there's also like the freaking like weird stuff with Halo PC, and then there's also lots of really interesting stuff about Halo 2 Vista. And Halo 2 itself is also freaking insane how it even came out and was good.
What? Dwayne must have finished his bid. Shit.
You know, frickin' it was on the subject of leaking frickin' stuff. Finding that the more complete build of frickin' Superman fucking leaked was interesting.
I haven't seen anything on it yet. I haven't downloaded it to see for myself.
All I know is that it seems to be nearly identical to the version that PlayStation Museum showed off.
Wow.
Because PlayStation Museum is kind of infamous for not wanting to leak any, like, development builds of shit they get. Because it's like, oh, we archive. We don't like leaking.
Wow. I mean, there was the freaking Crash 2 prototype that was used at E3 that got leaked, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Honestly, the only other, like, E3 prototype I'd like to see get leaked is that freaking Pac-Man Ghost Zone game.
Mm-hmm. I don't want Luigi's Mansion beta to get leaked, or just any past build of Luigi's Mansion at all to freaking get leaked, because there was some footage about a year or two ago that was found that some guy released on his channel. Because he was either at Space World or E3 2001, something like that. And it showed a lot more Luigi's Mansion beta footage. I think I showed you that really long hour video showing a bunch of freaking games. But yeah, it showed like Luigi crouching and a bunch of weird stuff like that. That was scrapped.
Fucking shoot!
Also, oh my god. Well.
Forget the way he died.
Really scrunch up like meatballs. And you double tap him.
Yeah, gotta double tap him. I better hurry. Alright, frickin'. But yeah, you know the story of how that build of Superman PS1 got leaked?
I actually don't know.
Well, what happened was some guy came forward revealing that he had a disc of a nearly complete build of the game.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know the whole story, so don't quote me on this, but this is how I read it as. He apparently demanded a large sum of money to leak it. So doing like the scumbag thing you would do in this situation.
Uh-huh.
And he ended up getting into a huge argument on forums over it. Eventually accumulated with him getting so angry that he snapped the disc in two and even went out of his way to delete a backup ISO he made.
Wow, what a dumbass.
And that's all we heard of the story for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And truth is, because the guy never showed any proof, we don't know, at the time, we didn't know if he was telling the truth or if he was just doing it for frickin' attention.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember you telling me this a few years ago, actually, like around the podcast time.
It may have been like when a very early prototype beta build leaked that was like much earlier, like a much more rough around the edges.
Yeah, I remember that. I like vaguely remember you talking about that early prototype and the dude's whole story, like a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, after all, Vandalia wanted to make a podcast topic out of anything at that time, even if it only lasted for like freaking 5 minutes, if even. But yeah. So, what happened is, late last year, so a few months ago, this guy came back and made a whole journal on DeviantArt where he reflected on the argument and like him breaking the disc and everything, and he basically wanted to quote-unquote explain his side of the story. And at that point, in air quotes, basically he revealed he was, basically in this moment he revealed he was telling the truth about him having it.
Wow.
But he said, in air quotes, he managed to use a program that specialized in finding deleted files and using it because I don't think we know if he actually did this or if he really had the ISO the whole time and was just fucking with everyone. Freaking, he used this program to retrieve the deleted ISO. And basically, at the end of this post, he's like, fine, here you go. And he gave a download link to the ISO.
And it was a real ISO of it.
It was a real ISO of it. He deleted the DeviantArt journal almost immediately afterward, but luckily enough people saw the download that they immediately scrambled to download it, and they made several mirrors on archive.org. The typical lost media way of when something is found, they immediately mirror it everywhere to prevent it from going missing.
And
And
that's funny that he tried to freaking take it down as fast as possible. Being like, wait a minute.
wait a minute, I'm not supposed wait a minute, I want that money.
Yeah. Freaking... That's really stupid that he went through all that trouble, puts it up, and then tries to take it down again for some reason. I don't know, that whole story is really sus, but at least in the end, freaking Superman is now in people's hands, I guess.
Yeah. And I
That's all that
played the
really
game
matters.
myself, mainly because it had a freaking achievement list. And that's how I found out that the leak even happened, because the achievement list is based on this ISO, not the beta one.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know if I call the game, like, amazing or anything, but it's way better than the N64 version. Like, I'd say a problem with the first level is that there's only one mid-level checkpoint, and you have to go through, like, a long stretch of, like, solving, like, this item collecting puzzle of sorts. And at the end of it, you find Lois Lane. You have to carry her all the way back to the level entrance, except if she takes one single hit, you have to go back to the checkpoint.
Wow.
And, like, if she takes... Because, of course, the enemies respawn, and, like, there's these kryptonite balls you have to freaking avoid. If she touches these... If you touch one of these once while carrying her, or if she gets hit by an enemy, instant fail. And, like, we're talking, you have to repeat, like, 10 minutes of work.
Wow.
Like, it's a fucking Terminator 3 The Redemption situation.
That's really stupid.
And that's sad, because the game is way better than Terminator 3 The Redemption. Like, it actually comes up with a decent excuse for why Superman should have a health bar, if you can believe it.
Really?
Basically, Superman is invincible, but the enemies are all equipped basically with kryptonite bullets, and if he gets hit with one, then he loses the ability to use his powers, and, like, a timer goes off that, like, gets rid of, like, that's, like, a kryptonite poisoning timer.
That makes sense.
And while this timer is ticking down, he can take damage from regular attacks.
That makes sense. Alright, freaking... What the hell is this little video phone?
I have to take pictures.
Oh, pictures. Take out the SD card and put it on your Wii.
Wii.
Freaking... I just found the Wii's channels freaking really weird. Remember, just literally for no reason at all as a kid, I just looked through them. That's how I ended up getting a bunch of random demos on it.
Hmm.
I did the same with freaking DSiWare. I think there's a demo for Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I think we also got like Flipnote or something.
On the DSi.
Yeah, on the DSi. There's also a game called, I think it was called Photo Dojo.
Yeah, I had
Photo
Photo
Fight or something like
Dojo.
Yeah, freaking, that's one of the best freaking DSiWare games.
I swear to God, freaking, my characters in that game are sadly probably lost because they were on my sister's DSi, and of course it died.
Didn't it get like water flooded?
What
or something?
happened was she was using it on the toilet, and she accidentally dropped it in the toilet.
Oh, it went the way of Voilet Toilet.
Yeah, my dad, like, tried to soak it in rice and everything to, like, get all the water out, and for a time, it worked. Until one day, it just stopped.
Yeah, I remember. And then freaking, didn't you say like you tried to turn it on, it would like flash something then turn off?
Yeah, basically when you turn it on, it starts to turn on, but then a white screen flashes, and then it immediately turns back off.
Wham wham. Yeah, freaking, my characters in Photo Dojo were freaking weird. There was a me. There are like 4 versions of just me. There was just one character that was just completely black and just had basically
I made
ear
that
rape
exact
noises.
same character.
Oh my god.
I literally made I also made a character that was just called Wii. The body was a Wii remote, and like the limbs were nunchucks.
You know, there's a game that's sort of similar to Photo Dojo on Xbox 360, believe it or not, for the Kinect. I forget what it's called, but literally you use a Kinect camera and you just are in like little beat 'em up situations, and you just kind of flail your arms from side to side, and you do poses to freaking do special moves. It's really weird. I had a demo of the game, but I forget what it's called. Yeah, you like, there's one thing where you put both your arms out like you're freaking Sith, and then freaking shoot lightning.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Other characters I made, obviously I made myself. One of the characters I made, well, 2 of the characters I made, remember George and Roman from Shitty RPG?
Mm-hmm.
I made characters out of them, like the real people. Roman loved the Wii at the time. What? That's why he had the freaking Wii remotes in Shitty RPG. Literally, because one of the games we liked playing together was Boom Blocks. Frickin', literally for his fireball move, his character would go, EA rocks! And then literally would fire the EA logo that we took a picture of from the freaking Boom Blocks box art.
Wow.
Yeah, freaking EA rocks. Freaking everybody.
Frick.
Freaking the entire game community is gonna view that as problematic, huh?
Freaking, I had lots of the maps I remember making. There was one of just the park that was close by my house, and then there was one where just literally the Luigi's Mansion box art.
Wow.
And then there's just one of the table.
I'm pretty sure I also made a character that was nothing but me putting the 3DS's camera against like a bed, and like it's nothing but black. I'm pretty sure I also made a stage, just like that.
I don't remember if you could name the stages at all, but I probably did make a black freaking stage just called The Void or something.
Also, one thing I remember about George's fucking sprite, like, the way when he posed for the picture, he was extremely hunched over.
Wow.
So anytime I freaking played the one-player mode, lots of times the game would love to make him like a character that threw fireballs, and I would always just they would always throw me off, and more often than not, George appeared as the one throwing the fireballs. So seeing him in that hunched over position made me like fear for life.
Yeah. No, I wonder if freaking Photo Dojo is able to be emulated at all, or if it's just straight up impossible.
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure.
I mean, it uses heavy use of the
Of the
freaking
camera,
camera,
yeah.
so like it'd be easy if you could just like import photos and use that. But because of the way the game works, I'm not sure if that would be a
Yeah, I
thing.
don't
Like
think.
it might just say like camera error or something, and then you're just screwed.
Yep.
I think you can still download Photo Dojo on the 3DS because I remember being able to
Yeah,
play
I'm
it on the
pretty sure you
3DS. So
can, but I never bothered to re-download it on my 3DS because I'd have to re-buy it first of all, and another thing with that is freaking obviously I can't recreate those photos anymore.
I actually did bother to re-download it, and I literally do not remember exactly what was on the original DSi version, but there were like three different versions of Photo Dojo. Yes, we bought the game three separate times. One on the DSi, one on OG 3DS, and one on 3DS XL. Freaking, the one that I remember the most was freaking on the 3DS XL because it was the most recent. Basically, I just recreated to the best of my abilities the same characters that was on the 3DS. Except I also had my friend Alex and a bunch of like two other random things that I created. I
Mm-hmm.
think one might have been just. I think I tried doing a drawing or like used like an action figure. I don't remember. But freaking one of the voice lines for my friends was there's the low kick noise. Literally, he just decided to say crotch kick as his freaking thing. So you just since it's like a fast low move, freaking literally, this freaking voice line is burnt in my head where it's just crotch kick, crotch kick, crotch kick, crotch kick. It's really stupid.
Mm-hmm. I still remember some of the some of the voice lines.
Freaking most of my freaking things are really cheesy, just deep voices.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Freaking just stupid demon noises.
We.
Apparently Photo Dojo was free for an entire month.
Yeah, I think it was.
Wow.
Oh my god. Look at that.
Oh my god. Well. Oh, where'd he go?
Oh my god.
Vanished. No, he's probably just around the corner, but in my mind he vanished.
Oh
Oh,
my.
there he is.
Yeah.
And dude tripped on him.
I think you tripped on me. It's not you that's got me. It's me that's got me.
Oh my god, that's so one of the dumbest moments in SpongeBob. It's me who's got me.
It's not you that's got me. You're a turkey. What's that? It's what you are.
That's what you are. Alright, I'm gonna go and check on the food now because it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm about to. When you're ready, I'll stop it.
Yeah. You can basically do it now if you want. Freaking recording's already over 30 minutes.
Yeah, just give me a sec. I want to get back to the internet cafe store.
Da 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 door da 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 da.
One sec.
Da da da
Oh
da
my
da.
god, that floating rock.
What the hell? That's a weird.
Okay, I'm here with the fucking car carcass.
Okay, cafe.
Alright, I'm gonna stop this now.
Alright.